When Bless This House arrived on British screens in 1971, it appeared to be nothing more than a warm, noisy family sitcom. But behind the slammed doors and daily chaos hid a collection of strange twists, surprising truths, and unexpected moments that shaped every laugh the show ever produced. Fact 1.
Happy Christmas, your friend, the mouse. Who wrote this?
Guess who?
Bless. This house was originally created as a simple schedule filler rather than a major network investment, yet it instantly connected with viewers far more than Thames Television expected. Sid James had just come off a long run of carry-on films and assumed the sitcom would be a minor footnote in his career, not a defining late-era triumph. Writers Vince Powell and Harry Driver pitched the idea as a noisy slice of everyday life, not imagining its universality would make it a phenomenon. Executives initially worried that Sid's cheeky persona wouldn't translate into a suburban dad, fearing audiences wouldn't accept him as ordinary. Early internal memos described the show as unproven and risky, reflecting doubts about its chaotic tone. Surprisingly, test screenings were underwhelming, with viewers confused by the constant shouting and domestic clashes. But when the first episode aired, nearly 10 million people tuned in, instantly proving every prediction wrong. Families saw themselves in the noisy, imperfect Abbott household and felt instantly at home. Sid's chemistry with Diana Coupland grounded the chaos with genuine warmth, creating a relatable and lovable family unit. Critics who dismissed it as too ordinary later admitted its simplicity was its hidden strength. By the end of the first series, Bless This House had become one of Thames Television's most reliable ratings giants. Its unexpected success forced the network to completely re-evaluate the show's potential. What began as a scheduling experiment evolved into one of Britain's most beloved comedies. To this day, its rise remains one of the luckiest accidents in sitcom history. And the fact that no one expected it to work somehow makes its success even sweeter.
Familiar places, life is hard.
Fact 2.
Perhaps Trevor knows somebody.
That's it, Trevor's brother-in-law.
Although Sid James eventually became inseparable from the role of Sid Abbott, he almost refused the part entirely when it was first offered. He feared being typecast after years of playing cheeky chances in the carry-on films and doubted audiences would accept him as an everyman father. His concerns grew stronger when he learned the sitcom would require a relentless weekly filming schedule. Diana Coupland later recalled that Sid was nervous about locking himself into television at a time when film still felt like the more prestigious medium. Producers had to convince him that the character was tailored specifically to his strengths. He was also worried the script might be too soft compared to his saucier movie persona. Ultimately, the warmth of the family dynamic won him over. Once filming began, he discovered he enjoyed the freedom television gave him to explore more subtle humour. His natural rapport with Coupland made the role feel comfortable almost immediately. Cast and crew said Sid found himself at home from the moment he walked onto the set. Ironically, the character he nearly rejected became one of his most recognisable. Fans later said they could not imagine anyone else playing the harassed but lovable Sid Abbott. His hesitation now feels almost unbelievable considering how perfect the role became for him. And in the end, the sitcom offered him something films never could, a connection with viewers that felt truly personal.
But I do not want a Panama hat. There are many things in this world I do want, and a Panama hat is not one of them.
Fact 3.
Do a bit of painting.
Or wallpapering. Or fix the carpets or...
That's most kind of you, but I'm sure we shall manage. We're very well organised.
The chaotic Abbott home wasn't just a comedic creation, it was deeply inspired by writer Vince Powell's own noisy upbringing. Powell drew heavily from real arguments, teenage tantrums, and slammed doors he remembered from his Manchester childhood. The overlapping dialogue, where characters speak over one another, was intentionally realistic rather than theatrical. Directors encouraged actors to talk naturally rather than wait for clean cues, giving scenes an almost improvised energy. Diana Coupland said the set felt as real as any home I'd ever lived in. Many props in the Abbott house were intentionally mismatched to reflect true 1970s domestic life. The kitchen was cluttered not by accident but by design, showing a family constantly rushing between school, work, and arguments. Actors often added personal touches like newspaper clippings or coffee mugs to create lived-in authenticity. Even the family's famous front door was modelled after one from Powell's childhood street. Viewers felt instantly comfortable because it didn't look like a polished TV home, it looked like theirs. This grounded realism separated Bless This House from other sitcoms of the era. Audiences saw their own family habits, frustrations, and laughter mirrored on screen. That familiarity became the series' sacred weapon. In the Abbott household, Britain recognised itself: loud, loving, messy, and gloriously human.
Do you good? When I was your age, matey, I...
We worked from 6 in the morning till 10 at night.
Fact 4.
Sid, if you boil wine up, doesn't it turn into brandy?
Pardon?
Brandy.
Diana Coupland, who played Sid's patient wife Jan Abbott, became the show's emotional anchor both on and off screen. Her calm, witty delivery balanced Sid James's louder comedy perfectly, giving the show its essential rhythm. Behind the scenes, she often diffused tension when rehearsals grew stressful. Cast members said she acted as a team captain, keeping morale high during long production days. Coupland also pushed for Jan Abbott to be more than just a nagging sitcom wife. She insisted on adding warmth, intelligence, and independence to her character, making Jean far more nuanced than early drafts intended. Writers frequently rewrote scenes to match her instincts. She also helped younger actors feel confident during difficult scenes. When Sid fell ill during shooting intervals, Coupland quietly adjusted her performance to support him without drawing attention. Thames executives privately credited her with stabilizing the series during rocky periods. Critics later praised her subtle humor as the show's true backbone. Her professionalism earned deep respect across the industry. Without her steady presence, the sitcom's humor might have tilted too far into chaos. But with her, Bless This House stayed grounded in heart and humanity.
I cannot see any difference between that and a drawing pin.
You would if you sat on one.
Fact 5.
So supposing he takes my place in the bridegroom's car, and Jean can take 3 of them in Mike's car. Ah, good.
Several cast members claimed the Bless. This house set seemed to attract bizarre streaks of bad luck. Props went missing moments before shooting, only to reappear in impossible places hours later. Light bulbs blew far more frequently than normal, frustrating studio technicians. Sid James once joked that the Abbott house was trying to get rid of him. Some actors believe the house layout, built quickly on a tight budget, had structural quirks that caused constant backstage mishaps. Doors jammed, chairs collapsed, and wallpaper peeled under hot studio lamps. One particular lamp above the kitchen table malfunctioned so often that the crew nicknamed it the Poltergeist. Despite these annoyances, the cast laughed through most of the chaos. Diana Coupland treated every mishap as a gift for comedy inspiration. Director William G. Stewart acknowledged the problems, but said the set's unpredictable energy strangely helped the performances. Fans later noticed tiny continuity errors caused by these on-set oddities. The show's rough-around-the-edges charm became part of its appeal, and whether cursed or simply chaotic, the Abbott household carried a personality entirely its own.
Look what I found!
Fact 6.
I told him that his generation were responsible for the savage exploitation of our natural resources.
Sally Geeson, who played the sweet and often exasperated Sally Abbott, landed the role through one of the strangest casting accidents in British sitcom history. She hadn't even auditioned for the part. She was originally at Thames for a completely unrelated screen test. A casting assistant accidentally handed her the script pages meant for the character of Sally Abbott. Instead of stopping the process, she read the lines with natural nervous charm that perfectly matched the character.
I can't waste time in bed whilst people are destroying our environment.
Your brother's not exactly helping it with that car.
Producers were instantly struck by her authentic awkwardness and warmth. They later joked that the mistake saved the show months of searching. Despite her youth, she held her own against Sid James's loud, fast-paced humour. Her timing grew sharper each season, and writers began tailoring jokes specifically to her delivery. Fans connected with her relatable struggles as a 1970s teenager. Critics praised her for bringing sincerity to a sitcom that could easily have become too noisy. Behind the scenes, she was known for her positivity and kindness. Her unexpected casting became one of the show's biggest blessings. It remains one of television's happiest accidents.
Go on then, hit me! Hit me! That's all your generation understands! Physical violence!
Fact 7.
You're the first one in the household to see it.
Oh, I am honoured.
You should be. You ready? Dig that.
Robin Stewart, who played rebellious son Mike Abbott, became a teen heartthrob thanks to the show's popularity. But behind the scenes, his journey was unexpectedly rocky. His rising fame made it difficult for him to maintain a private life. American producers even approached him about launching a pop career, which caused tension with Thames executives. Stewart struggled to balance his ambitions with his obligations to the series. His off-screen adventures often clashed with the show's tight filming schedule. There were weeks when writers had to rewrite entire scenes to work around his absences. Despite this, his natural chemistry with Sally Geeson kept fans invested in the sibling dynamic. His portrayal of Mike reflected the cultural shift of the era, capturing the growing gap between parents and young adults.
I'm sorry, I don't eat the flesh of animal corpses.
When he eventually left the series, fans were shocked by the sudden change. His departure forced writers to rethink the Abbott family dynamic. Robin remained proud of his contribution, acknowledging that the role changed his life. His turbulent journey added an unspoken layer of realism to the family tension on screen.
Have you no shame?
What have I got to be ashamed about? It's only a body.
Well, put something on it and bring it down to the kitchen.
Fact 8.
How's your bottom, Sid?
The swelling's gone down, but I still got to sit on one cheek.
During the mid-1970s, Sid James suffered several significant health scares, including a minor heart attack that deeply worried the cast and crew. The incident forced the production to slow down and adapt around his recovery. Writers began softening his character slightly to reduce the physical strain of slapstick sequences. Diana Copeland later revealed that the cast worked quietly to support Sid without drawing attention to his condition. Episodes were scheduled so that he could rest more frequently between scenes. Directors adjusted shot angles to hide moments where he appeared visibly tired. Despite the challenges, Sid insisted on giving the same energetic performances audiences loved. His determination inspired everyone around him. The tone of the show subtly shifted as a result, becoming warmer and more character-driven. This evolution strengthened the heart of the series, emphasizing family relationships over constant chaos. Fans sensed the change but never realized its cause. Sid's resilience became the emotional backbone of the show's later seasons. His commitment ensured the Abbott family remained Britain's favourite household through difficult times.
The kangaroo is a treasure trove, and if you've got the guts, you'll find another £1,000 where the monkey stuffs its nuts.
Fact 9. The now iconic Bless This House theme tune was created under extraordinary pressure. Composer Jeff Love received a last-minute request to produce a memorable, upbeat opening within just 48 hours. Working late into the night, he wrote the melody in a single burst of inspiration at his piano. The lyrics were added the next morning, capturing the warmth and chaos of the Abbott household. Musicians recorded the track in one short session with minimal rehearsal. Surprisingly, the theme barely changed from its first draft. Everyone involved was stunned by how effortlessly it came together. Diana Copeland, who sang the original version, completed her vocals in just a few takes. The song instantly became inseparable from the series. Fans still hum the tune decades later, associating it with comfort and nostalgia. Critics credited the theme for setting the perfect emotional tone before each episode. The speed of its creation remains a legendary anecdote within the production team. A rushed request ended up producing one of British television's most recognisable openings.
Oh, I love this music. It's so relaxing. I like that bit that goes boom, 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 boom.
Fact 10.
Abbott,
Yes?
got a shake for you.
Oh, my God. Next door.
Although the interior of the Abbott home was built at Teddington Studios, its exterior was inspired by a real suburban house in Middlesex. Location scouts found a property that perfectly matched the image of a 1970s working-class family home. They photographed the exterior extensively and used it as a visual reference during set construction. Neighbours in the area often reported fans wandering by trying to find the Abbott house. The homeowners were amused but also slightly overwhelmed by the unexpected attention. Set designers replicated the front door, window layout, and garden fence to remarkable accuracy. Visitors to the studio remarked how oddly familiar the facade felt. This attention to detail helped ground the sitcom in real British life. The set became so iconic that viewers believed it was filmed entirely on location. Even decades later, people still search for the exact street believing the show was filmed there. The illusion of reality was carefully crafted and incredibly effective. The Abbott home became one of television's most recognizable fictional families' addresses.
I don't know if I should go out there or not.
I wouldn't, Mummy. It's complicated enough already.
Fact 11.
So my wife, she collects for charity.
Yes, I understand.
One of the most chaotic days on the Bless This House set came when a well-known comedian guest starred in a single episode. The guest was known for improvising wildly, which instantly threw Sid James off his usual rhythm. Crew members reported that the guest kept rewriting lines seconds before filming began. Sid, who preferred structured scripts, found himself struggling to keep a straight face. Diana Copeland tried several times to pull the scene back on track, but the chaos only grew funnier. The director finally allowed the pair to ad-lib through the entire exchange to preserve the natural energy. Studio audiences were in hysterics, laughing louder than they had in weeks. The production team later admitted they had no idea how to edit the scene without losing its spontaneous charm. Even the camera crew began shaking from laughter, forcing multiple retakes. Despite the disruption, the final cut became one of the episode's strongest moments. Fans praised the natural chemistry without realizing how accidental it was. Writers jokingly credited the guest star with breaking the show in the best possible way. Sid later described the day as exhausting but unforgettable. The incident proved that the sitcom thrived as much on chaos as on structure.
Probably wants to teach him to play football. Won't have to, he's scored 2 goals already.
Fact 12.
You don't look very pleased about it.
Oh, well, I only got one leg over.
During one popular episode, Jan Abbott used a particular brand of kitchen canisters that viewers immediately noticed. The props team had chosen them simply because they matched the set's colour palette. However, after the episode aired, stores reported a sudden spike in demand for the same style. Housewives across Britain wrote letters asking where they could buy the exact items. Home decor magazines began referencing the Abbott kitchen look as a rising trend. Production designers were stunned that something so ordinary had sparked national interest. Diana Copeland laughed when she learned she had unintentionally influenced British interior design. Thames Television received more prop inquiries about that item than any other piece in the series. Even the brand behind the canisters struggled to keep up with renewed demand. Some shops began promoting them as seen on Bless This House, despite no official partnership. The trend became one of the earliest examples of a sitcom driving real consumer behaviour. Fans still remember the distinctive kitchen set as one of television's most iconic domestic spaces. A simple prop choice became a nationwide obsession almost overnight. It proved how deeply viewers connected with the Abbott household's everyday life.
Sydney!
Fact 13.
He's going to run out of breath in a minute.
Fans often assumed Sid James was exactly like the cheeky, mischievous characters he played, but behind the scenes he was surprisingly quiet and thoughtful. Cast members recalled that he spent much of his downtime reading rather than cracking jokes. Diana Copeland described him as a gentleman who saved his energy for the camera. He was known for offering younger actors gentle advice when they struggled with timing. Despite his comedic reputation, he hated causing trouble and avoided backstage politics. Crew members said he apologized excessively whenever a scene required him to shout or act grumpy. He He also had a habit of bringing sweets or biscuits for the crew on long filming days. His soft-spoken nature surprised many guest stars who expected a rowdy comedian. Sid preferred calmness to chaos, even though he portrayed chaos so convincingly on screen. His professionalism earned deep respect across the studio. Directors often praised him for making demanding scenes look effortless. The contrast between his public image and his real personality fascinated those who worked with him. Behind the laughter was a man who cared deeply for his colleagues. His gentle presence shaped the show more than viewers ever realized.
Will you have a drink?
Port and lemon, please.
Fact 14.
There's only one snag, though, Mum. I'm going to have to be away from home a bit.
Don't tell me. You're going to be a vicar.
Bless. This house received a film adaptation in 1972, and the production was riddled with strange and unpredictable challenges. Outdoor scenes were constantly interrupted by curious fans who recognized Sid and Diana immediately. Filming in real suburban streets caused significant traffic jams and annoyed local residents. A sudden heat wave made costumes unbearably hot, forcing frequent breaks. One day, a crucial scene had to be postponed because a neighborhood dog kept wandering into the shot. The cast struggled to stay in character while the dog cheerfully refused to leave. The film crew also dealt with equipment failures caused by the extreme temperatures. Despite the setbacks, the cast embraced the chaos with typical good humor. Producers later admitted that half the filming schedule fell apart within the first week. Yet the movie was completed on time thanks to everyone's resilience. Audiences flocked to cinemas, delighted to see the Abbott family on the big screen. The unexpected challenges only reinforced the production's reputation for lovable disorder. Against all odds, the film became a commercial success. It showed that even under pressure, the show's charm was impossible to break. Fact 15.
This it then?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 quarters.
You'll be dead in a week.
Although Bless This House ended in 1976, its impact continued far beyond its original broadcast years. Reruns introduced new generations to the Abbott family's chaotic warmth. Television historians now describe the series as a snapshot of genuine 1970s British life. Modern sitcom writers often cite it as an influence, praising its blend of realism and humour. Its naturalistic dialogue paved the way for later family comedies. Fans still gather at conventions to celebrate the show and share memorabilia. Props from the set occasionally appear at auctions, attracting surprising bids from nostalgic collectors. Sid James and Diana Copeland remain beloved icons of classic British comedy. The show's simple premise still resonates with audiences who recognise their own families in the Abbott household. Scholars continue to analyse the series for its cultural reflections on class, gender, and domestic life. Even international viewers have embraced it through streaming and DVD releases. Its comforting mix of laughter and authenticity remains timeless. Bless This House may have looked ordinary, but its heart made it unforgettable. Its legacy proves that the most chaotic homes often create the most enduring joy.